Please give me 1 minute.
Ma'am,
Yes.
those male and female diagrams, we don't need to by heart the names, right?
The male and female diagrams, reproductive organ diagrams that we did yesterday, those you're asking.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to remember some names. Okay. I will tell you how much. Okay. I will tell you what all you have to remember.
Okay, ma'am.
One second. I'll just share the screen. Hello, Abhijay and Zoe.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Good morning. All right. Can I have your videos on, please? All of you. Turn on your videos, please. Everyone. Yes. Now, what all you have to remember in reproductive organ names? You have to remember the main parts of them. Okay. Such as in this, you have to remember these three names. Okay. Three main components are there. Okay. These three main components you have to remember the names. Okay. And in this one, you have to remember these component names. Okay. These component names you have to remember. Otherwise, there are like other components too, but that you don't have to do. These main names that are there, only these you have to remember. Okay. Only these you have to remember. These are the main names that you have to remember. Now, today, we will talk about mental changes. We were on mental changes. Changes that happen in adolescence, okay, related to their behavior, their habits, qualities. Now, there are some glands in the body which secrete some special chemicals. These chemicals are called hormones. Now, hormones are of many types. They work in a different manner. Some hormones regulate the amount of sugar, salt, water, and calcium in the body, and some hormones cause change in the reproductive organs. Okay, development and change of the reproductive organs are also caused by some hormones. Some hormones are there which affect mental state, In everyone, hormones are produced according to the need of the body. Okay, according to a person's need, hormones are produced. Now, when and how much of hormone is to be produced, when a hormone is to be produced, how much is to be produced, is managed by a special gland in our body called pituitary gland. Okay, called pituitary gland, which regulates what hormones, how much of it to be secreted. It is present in the middle of the brain. At the age of 11 or 12 years, this gland orders the reproductive organs to produce special hormones. Okay. Now, not necessarily 11 or 12, maybe 13 also, like it is said that in every individual it is different. Okay, some start to develop at 11, some may develop at 12, some may develop at 13. But this is the age where this development of the body takes place. Okay. Now, um, testosterone is a hormone which is produced in the body of boys. Okay, and estrogen and progesterone are two hormones um, that are secreted in the body of female. Okay, this is important. Testosterone is produced in boys. It is produced in testes. This hormone is responsible for production of sperms and other changes in the body. The facial hair growth and the beard and mustache growth and many growth and development in boys, the testosterone is responsible for it. Okay. Two hormones produced in the body of girls cause changes in their body. They are called estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen and progesterone are these hormones. Okay. Now, these are produced in ovaries. Okay, what are the hormones? Okay, and where are they produced is important for you to remember. All right. Any doubt in mental changes? Now, a hormone called adrenaline is produced, responsible for, that feeling when you get right before giving an exam in your stomach. Okay, something in your gut, you feel that nervousness, that tingling sensation, that is adrenaline. Okay, adrenaline is a hormone responsible. When you're doing a hobby, something you love, that happiness that you get, the happiness that you get from it, okay, the feeling like that positive feeling that you get, the happiness that you get, a hormone called dopamine is responsible for it. Okay, a hormone called dopamine is responsible for it. A hormone called adrenaline is responsible for that fear and nervousness and that excitement, immense excitement and all. Okay, so different hormones responsible for different states of our body, different states of our mind. Different hormones are responsible. Okay, now when it will be a girl or a boy, we will talk about this. There is a component present in our body known as chromosomes. Okay, known as chromosomes. These chromosomes determine whether a boy or a girl will be born. Okay, whether a boy will be born or a girl will be born. Okay, now 46 chromosomes are present in all cells of the human body and they are present in pairs. Okay, chromosomes are present in pairs. Out of the 23 pairs of chromosomes present in a man, 22 are such that they look the same in male and female, but the 23rd pair is different in male and female. Okay, men have 23 chromosomes and female have 23 chromosomes. But 22 in man, 22 chromosomes in man are same. The 23rd pair, the 23rd pair is different. Whereas in female, all 23 are same. Okay, XX chromosomes. One diagram I will show you. One diagram I will show you. How the baby's sex or the baby's gender, same thing, is determined. Okay. Now, uh, the mother, the mother carries all XX chromosomes, while in the father, there are 22 XX and one pair of XY. Okay, 23 XX chromosomes, one pair of XY chromosome. Okay. When the mother's X chromosome, when the mother's X, okay, mothers are always X. Okay. So who's actually responsible for whether it will be a boy or a girl is the father. Okay, it is the father, like it depends on the father's chromosome, man's chromosome, whether it will be a boy or a girl. Okay, so the father, if the father's sperm carries an X chromosome, okay, if the man's sperm carries an X chromosome, okay, then and it merges with the woman's X chromosome, it takes place to the birth of girl child. Okay, baby girl. It takes the birth of girl. But if mother's X chromosome and father's Y chromosome joins together, a boy is born. Okay, a boy is born. You can also understand this with this cycle. Okay, this cycle. Now see, like this diagram is important. I will send you this diagram. The male is having two chromosomes. One is X and one is Y. While the female is having both X and X. Okay, X and X. So when the X from the male comes together with X from the female, XX joins together. XX means girl. Okay, XX means girl. So when XX comes together, girl child is born. When mother's X, okay, and father's Y comes together, XY, X and Y comes together. X and Y means boy, okay, or son. X and Y means boy child. So XY means a boy child is born. Okay, so now it can be anything. Okay, when a sperm is traveling, it will either carry an X chromosome or it will carry a Y chromosome. Okay, it can be any of it. It can be any of it. Either it can be X or it can be Y. Okay, so if it is X and X, baby girl. If it is carrying a Y chromosome, boy child. Okay. How does twins happen? How does twins happen? The zygote divides itself into two. Okay. The zygote divides itself into two instead of one. Instead of like one, it divides itself into two. Okay. Or sometimes it may be possible in very rare cases, two eggs. Okay, in a female, very rare cases. Okay. So that is how twins takes place, but twins chances are rare. Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am,
Yes.
what about the twins are a boy and a girl?
Twins are a boy and a girl. Maybe possible. Okay, I'm not sure like how maybe a boy or a girl. We'll look it up and explain. Okay. Let me look it up. Let me study about that and explain it. Okay. Yes, it happens. Boy and a girl twin happens. That is true. But I don't know exactly how or what's the process. So I'll check that out and explain. Okay, so this diagram you have to do. Okay, the diagram you have to do. Now, the 23rd pair in male consists of two different chromosomes, X and Y. In females, the 23rd pair consists of the same chromosomes, X and X. Their structure is also different. One is X chromosome, the other one is Y chromosome. The 23rd pair of male determines whether a boy or a girl will be born. Okay. Now see, let's read this portion. A child also possesses 23 pairs of chromosomes. Now the baby which will be born also has 23 pairs of chromosomes, of which half the chromosomes comes from the mother and half the chromosomes comes from the father. Okay, half will come from the mother, half will come from the father. If it is a boy child, it will have the X chromosomes from the mother, Y chromosomes from the father, like half from mother, half from father. If it is a baby girl, she will have all the XX chromosomes from her mother and father. Okay. Um, all the chromosomes from the mother X but from the 23rd pair, either X or Y, will be sent into the child. Okay. If the child gets one X chromosome from the mother and another X chromosome from the father, it will be girl, and in the same way, if Y from father, X from mother, it will be a boy. Okay. This is a table. Okay. Here it is written chromosomes from the mother. Here it is written chromosomes from the father. Here it is written XY chromosome, boy. Okay, so this diagram and this diagram you have to do. Okay, now any doubt in determination of a baby's gender, whether it will be a boy or girl? Any
Ma'am,
questions? Yes, you are muted, Hannah.
please wait. Ma'am, you said the baby will get half of the chromosomes from each parent.
Yes.
Ma'am, does that mean that even though if it's a girl, it will have XY chromosome?
Even if it is a girl, it will have XY chromosome? No. If it is a girl, she will get X chromosomes from the father and X chromosomes from the mother. Okay. If it is a boy, it will get X chromosomes from the mother and the Y chromosomes from the father. If it is a boy. So the boy will have XY and the girl child will have XX chromosomes. Okay. Okay. Asexual reproduction. Now, asexual reproduction is a type of reproduction in which fertilization does not happen. Okay, in this type of reproduction, fertilization will not take place, but there are different ways through which reproduction takes place in some organisms without fertilization. Okay, without the forming of zygote, without the forming of embryo, fertilization takes place. How, we will see. Okay, mainly it is that they do not use any reproductive organs for reproduction. We will talk about first reproduction in Hydra. Okay, Hydra is a plant, a type of a plant organism. Okay, and it possesses one or more protuberances on its body. Okay, these types of structures called buds. Okay, these types of structures called buds. Now, these buds actually on its body are new developing organisms. In Hydra, a new organism is formed through the bud. That is why this type of reproduction is called budding. Okay, when a new organism is formed by a bud on the body of the main organism, it is known as budding. So this grows, this leg grows. From this stage to this stage, it grows. Then from this stage to this stage, it grows more. When it grows some more, it is cut from the body of the main hydra and it is planted in the ground. Okay, means it's planted separately. And then it grows and becomes another new organism. Okay, so this is how reproduction in hydra takes place. This type of reproduction where only one single organisms only one single organism gives rise to a new organism or sexual reproduction. Okay. Then we have reproduction in amoeba. Okay, reproduction in amoeba. Now, amoeba is a microscopic unicellular organism, very small that we have to see it with microscope, and only has one cell, unicellular organism. Okay. Now, what happens in reproduction of amoeba? Okay, amoeba has a nucleus. Okay, amoeba has a nucleus. The first thing is that this nucleus inside the body of the amoeba divides itself into two parts. Okay, divides itself into two parts. This nucleus divides itself into two parts. After that, in the next step, from this part, from this part and this part, it starts to um, you know elongate like this, okay, and the center becomes thinner. So it will look like this. One nucleus will go here and one nucleus will go here. Okay. It starts to get thinner and thinner from the center, and the two nucleuses go on both the ends. Okay. Then what happens? Then finally it becomes thinner and thinner and thinner, and it is split up from this part. Okay. It is split up, gets split from this part, and then it looks like this. Okay. So this is how the reproduction in amoeba takes place. From 1 it becomes 2, from 2 it becomes 4, from 4 it then divides 2, it becomes, okay, 16 and so on. Okay, like that the amoeba splits and multiplies. Okay, so this is the reproduction in amoeba. Amoeba, in this organism, process of reproduction starts with the division of nucleus into two. After the nucleus, the cell also divides into two. In this manner, two amoebae are formed from one amoeba. This type of asexual reproduction, its name is binary fusion. Okay, its name is binary fusion because here only one organism is split into two organisms. Okay, this is known as binary fusion. Okay, amoeba diagram is important. Diagram is important. Hydra diagram is also important. Hydra diagram is also important. Sometimes they ask you to explain the reproduction amoeba with the help of a diagram. Explain the reproduction hydra with the help of a diagram. So do the diagrams also. Now, 5.3 is homework for you. Okay, 5.3 is homework for you. Now with this, we have finished with reproduction in animals. Okay, with this we have finished with reproduction in animals. Tell me, first we started with um, the basic concepts of reproduction, two types of reproduction. We saw what is sexual reproduction. We saw the reproductive organs of man and woman. We saw what is fertilization. After that, we studied about various types of fertilization, internal fertilization, external fertilization. Then we saw the development of embryo, how development of embryo takes place. We studied about viviparous and oviparous animals, and then we saw how development of young one from how development of adult from young one takes place. Then we saw changes in the human body. We talked about physical changes. We talked about mental changes. Okay, and why do the changes happen? Then we saw how to determine whether it will be a girl or a boy, or what determines whether it will be a girl or a boy. We talked about that, and then we talked about asexual reproduction. So with this, animal reproduction in animals is over. Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, then how do doctors know whether it's going to be a boy or a girl?
How do the doctors know if it is going to be a boy or a girl? There are tests for it, Hannah. Okay, there are tests for it where they scan and find whether it will be a boy or a girl. Okay, if like the boy has grown to be a fetus, then with the baby monitor they scan, and by viewing the image also they can tell sometimes, okay, when it has fully like developed in the third trimester, means the last 3 month time, they can tell by viewing from the monitor if it is a boy or a girl. Okay, a scan, through a scan, or there are some tests also which can determine whether it is a boy or a girl. Okay, it is not so common in our country, and there are rules also. You cannot, in many hospitals and organizations, you cannot go and ask them to tell you whether it is a girl or a boy. The reason is because in our country, girl children are like people do not want girl children. Okay, so they try to abort them and all. There are many malpractices go on that, continue in our country. That is why it is now, we cannot determine, we cannot just go and ask. In many places, it is illegal now to determine the gender of the baby before birth, to avoid practices such as female feticide and infanticide. Okay. Two practices are there in which girl children are killed, sometimes in the womb, called feticide, sometimes after birth, called infanticide. So that those things are prevented, those things don't happen. Um, Parents like are not allowed to check. Okay. Okay. All right. So now reproduction in plants. Do you know that in plants also asexual and sexual reproduction happens? Okay. You will ask, ma'am, how asexual reproduction? Yes, it happens. Plants and animals both undergo sexual and asexual reproduction, both. Okay, so we will study asexual and sexual reproduction in plants. First, we will study asexual reproduction. Now, when new plants are formed without the formation of seeds, when new plants are formed without the formation of seeds, it is known as asexual reproduction. Okay, without seeds when new plants are formed. How? There are some methods we will see, okay, of asexual reproduction in plants. The first one is called vegetative propagation. Okay, the first one is called vegetative propagation. What happens is that any vegetative part of the plant, what are vegetative plants? Parts, root, shoot, leaf, or bud. Okay, the roots, shoots, leaf, or buds are the vegetative part. And when a new plant grows from any of these parts, is known as vegetative propagation. The part of the branch or trunk which gives rise to its leaf is called anode. Okay. Can you see here? Small leaves are growing on the leaf of a plant. Yes, Joshua, you can join at 12:45. Okay, so leaves are growing on the leaf of a plant already. This is an example of vegetative propagation. Okay, here also, okay, vegetative propagation, and in this image also, vegetative propagation. Okay, now see, um, when you have a plant, this part, this part from which the leaf is arising, is known as anode. Okay, this part from where the leaf is arising is called anode. Okay, for looping branches are cut from the anode. This cut part is known as loop. Okay, this cut part is known as loop. Loop is placed in the soil, keeping a part of it above the soil. After some days, roots and shoots are grown in this loop. Okay. What happens is that you take a part of the branch and then you directly plant it in another pot. Okay. You take a part of the branch and you must have seen like when a plant grows very big and so much it grows, what people do is they take many other pots, cut their branch and plant it in another pot. Okay, so this is also an example of vegetative propagation. Okay, relatives keep stealing, not exactly stealing, but asking for, can you give a part of this plant? Can you give a part of that plant? Can you give us a branch of this? Can you give us a branch of that? Okay, so then they take it at their home and then they plant one branch and then it will become a new plant. Okay, this method is vegetative propagation. Examples are rose, temple tree, apple, peach, etc. Now this is an activity. Put a branch of money plant in in a container full of water and observe how much time it takes to sprout new roots and leaves. We know that buds give rise to flowers, but there are buds on the node also. Okay, on the node also, buds are present. These buds grow in the form of seedlings, and these are called vegetative buds or axillary buds. Okay, take a potato, and you know that potato has eyes. Okay, you must have you seen like light green color, something on the potato? Ever seen that? Okay, those are known as eye. Okay, if you observe that with a magnifying glass, many small vegetative buds can be observed. Actually, each of these buds has a hidden shoot, and many small leaves are arranged around the shoot. Okay, many small leaves are arranged around this shoot. These buds give rise to a new plant. Okay, these small buds, like things that are present in the potato and all, give rise to new plants. Okay, activity. If you see a potato, next time you can cut it into a piece and make sure that that piece has this eye on it, and you can plant it in the soil. Water it every day, and after some time, dig it out and see what like happened. You will see some growth in that. Okay. Ginger and turmeric also are grown using this method. Okay, can you see budding is happening on ginger? Okay, that part is cut and placed in the soil. Okay, and then it becomes a grows a ginger. Importance of vegetative propagation. Plants can be grown in less time. Plants can be grown in less time by vegetative propagation. In such plants, flowers and fruits also appear in a short time. Okay, flowers and fruits also appear in a short time. Most important thing is that the new plant is similar to their parent plant. Okay, they are similar to their parent plant and they have the same characteristics of the parent plant because only a single plant produces them. Same characteristics of the parent plant. Okay, next method is budding. Many microscopic plants are unicellular. Okay, this is a diagram of yeast. Okay, this is a diagram of yeast, and these plants reproduce rapidly under favorable conditions. Okay, if they get favorable conditions, they will grow very fast. Okay, they can increase by thousands in a short period of time. And how does that happen? From the one end of its formation, one end of the unicellular plant grows in the form of a bulb. Okay, this is the bulb. Okay, this developing structure is called a bud. The bud breaks off from the parent cell and forms a new cell. Sometimes the division is so fast that a new bud starts forming even before the first bud separates from its parent cell. Due to this, a chain of buds is formed. In this manner, many microscopic organisms are formed in a small period. Have you ever seen yeast closely? Closely, like it looks like that. Okay, so this is that chain of budding that is happening. Okay, the chain of budding, like one thing is there, it elongates. Okay, becomes a bud. It elongates, becomes a bud. So that creates that chain-like thing. Okay, in yeast, and it grows very fast. It needs moisture, some moisture, and mostly I think no air, no air, but moisture. Moisture without air, like some of those favorable conditions where yeast is developed. Okay, we eat yeast also. Okay, we eat yeast also. In in bread and in various things, various types of breads made up of yeast. So that because that helps in fermentation and you know expanding of the size of it, makes it more fluffy, soft. So the yeast that we use in our food is edible. Okay, it is an edible microorganism. Okay, now this is another activity where you are making curd with the help of milk. Take a small amount of warm milk in a vessel, mix a spoonful of curd in it, and cover it and keep it under the sun. Open and observe it after 3 hours. The curd has started to set, means the milk will first divide and then it will start to become thicker and it will become curd. Okay, because there is in the curd, there is a microscopic bacteria called lactobacillus. Okay, lactobacillus bacteria, which multiplies very quickly and turns the entire milk into curd. Okay, lactobacillus bacteria. Now, we will stop here for today. Today, two types we did. Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, the information ma'am given in these activities, ma'am, will
Mhm.
it come in the questions of the exam or just for our information?
Hannah, they might give you in the form of fill in the blanks or something. Okay, so like vegetative buds, axillary buds, this so you can remember. Okay, but about the potato, how it is grown, whatever is there in the activity, if it is an active, if there are definitions in the activities, those you have to do. Okay, if there is, you find definitions or types, sometimes a type of something, sometimes definition of something that you have to do. But the practical things you don't have to do. Okay, like how to grow potato plant and all. You don't have to do that. Just do the definitions and if types are there, some important information, then you do. Otherwise, no. Okay. Okay. So we will stop here for today. 5 minutes break for you, and then we will begin with maths class. Okay, let's begin. Video is on, please. Now, some of you had difficulty in the question that I gave yesterday about the prices of sugar. Okay, so we will check that out. We will solve that question. Okay. Now, let me just open one second. After a 20% reduction in the price of sugar, a person can purchase 15 kg more sugar for rupees 1800. Find the original price. Find the original price and the reduced price of sugar. Okay. Now, original price we will assume as X. Okay. So, let the original price be X. Original price X. Okay, and reduction is 20%. So reduced price we will calculate. Reduced price 20% of X. First I'll calculate 20% of X and then I will minus that um your X. Okay. Now see, there are two methods to do this. Okay. One method is this 20% of X, 20 upon 100 multiplied by X. Okay, so cancel 0 and 0, 2 ones are 2 fives are. What I will get? X upon 5. Oh, sorry. 1 upon 5x. 1 upon 5x. Okay. Then to find out the reduced price, assumed reduced price, I will do x minus 20% of x, which is 1 by 5x. Okay, take LCM.
Ma'am,
5. Yes.
ma'am, don't you need to do 20% minus X?
Um, 20% minus x, no. It is 20% of x, okay? Means x is the original price and 20% reduction. So first we'll calculate 20% reduction. Then from x we will minus the 20% reduction to get the reduced price. Okay, that's what I'm doing. First calculate 20% reduction. Then from that, from the total x original price, I'll minus the 20% reduction to get reduced price. Okay, so 5x minus x, 1x or x you can write, I will get 4x upon 5. Okay, there is one more method. There is one more method to do this. Okay, now see, reduction is taking place how much? 20%. Okay, reduction is taking place 20%. So that left us with 80%. Okay, that left us with 80%. I'm writing the alternate method of this part here on this side. Okay, I can do 80% of x. Okay, this is a little cheat code for you. I solved this and found this out. Okay, instead of doing 20% of x and then calculating and then minusing it from x, you can directly from 100 you can minus 20. So what you get? 80%. So 80% of x, calculate 80 upon 100 into x. 0 with 0. 2 4s are 8. 2 5s are 10. What you will get? 4 into 5 into x, 4 upon 5 into x, 4 upon 5. Okay, 4x upon 5. So either you will do this method, this part, or you can do this part, same answer, but that one is shorter. Okay, first directly minus 20% from 100%. So 80% is left. 20% reduction means 80% is left. So using 80% of x, you can just calculate 4x upon 5. Okay. Now we will come to writing down what would be the prices of sugar. Okay, if sugar is brought at original price, if sugar is brought at original price, sugar brought, sorry, bought originally will be, now in this step, we will divide the price given in the question 1800 with the price that we have just calculated. Okay, X, we assume the original price. In the same way, sugar uh, bought after reduction, how much? 1800 divided by 4x upon 5. Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, when I was writing my answer, ma'am, I
Hmm.
multiplied the fraction with 2, ma'am, and I got 8x by 10 and converted it into decimal. Is that okay?
Okay, Hannah. Okay. Yes, Hannah. Yes, that is okay. I saw you were getting the answers, so that is okay. All right, you can do that, or you can do this method also that I'm showing you. Anything you can do. Yes, Joshua.
Can we get a question like this, ma'am?
For homework today, Joshua. Okay. For homework today, you will get a question like this. I will send as many as you want, Joshua. Okay. Just let me know. Okay. You're
Um,
making everybody scared, Joshua.
ma'am,
Yeah.
did you receive my homework, ma'am?
Yes, it was correct, Joshua. Your answer was correct. Now see. Now what we will do, first I will do something about this. Okay, I will do something about this. So 100, 1800, I will write it as, because when I will take this thing to that side, reciprocal will take place. Okay, reciprocal will take place. So what it will become? It will become 1800 into 5 upon 4. Okay, 1800 up, multiplied by 5 upon 4x, because reciprocal happened. Now I can cancel 4 and you know 1800. Okay, multiply 450 with 5. I will get something called 2250 points. Okay, now see, some of you did with decimal method, Hannah, and I think Jeshu also did with decimal method. It is, a fine method. Okay, you can do with decimal also, or you can do this method, fraction method. Okay, using both the methods, you will get answers. So either decimal or fraction, both are all right. Now see, I have gotten the equation, so I will arrange my equation. Original price is equals to original price is equals to I will take 2250 by x minus this one 1800 by x, and what is difference? 15. kg. So write 15. Now we will take LCM. LCM will be x. 2250 minus 1800 is equals to 50. Okay. So minus it, we will get 450. 450 upon x is equals to 1500. Sorry, 15. Cross multiply x and 15. So 15x, x into 15, 15x is equals to 450. X is equals to 450 divided by 50. Okay, but x is equals to rupees 30 per kg. Okay, yes, Johanna.
How did
Yeah.
it become 2250 by x? Why couldn't it become 1?
Why couldn't it become 1? Because x was already there here. X was already there now. Okay, so we take it as x only. Okay, when x is already written, we take it as x only directly. Okay, and x is coming in the table of x how many times? Into 1. This x is coming in the table of this x how many times? Into 1. So 2500 into 1, 2, oh sorry, 2250 into 1, 2250, 1800 into 1, 1800. So as it will come as it is, and then you will solve it and you will get 30 rupees per kg. This is what? This is my original price. Now we will calculate the reduced price. Yes, Eva.
Ma'am, how did 15 come?
15 is given in the question, Eva. Okay, 15 is given in the question. It says that, one second. Yeah, can a person can purchase 15 kg more sugar for rupees 1800. After all this drama, all this reduction and all, okay, 15 kg more it says. So is equals to 15. To balance the equation, you will write is equals to 15 to find out the original price. Okay, all right. Now for the your this thing reduced price, we took it as 4x, 4x upon 5, right? 4x upon 5, or you can say 80% of x. Okay, 80% of x. 80% when you do it, okay, reduced price is what? 80% of x. Okay, so that's what I will write here. Reduced price is 80% of x. Okay, so 80 upon 100 multiplied by 30. Okay, cancel. 2 4s are 2 5s are 5 1s are 5, 6 are 6 into 4, 24. Okay, how much? Rupees 24 per kg. Okay, this is your reduced price. 80% of x. Reduced price is how much? 80% of x. So what you will do? You will um write the 80 upon 100 multiplied by original price which you got 30. Okay, so then you will calculate and you will get 24 rupees per kg. Understood?
Ma'am,
Yes.
how did 80% come?
How did 80% come? From the question? Okay. Question says that there is a 20% reduction in the cost price. Okay, there is 20% reduction in the price. So when there is a 20% reduction, out of 100%, there is 20% reduction. Now, out of 100%, 20% was reduced. So 100 minus 20, 80%. Okay, what is left is 80%. Reduced price is 80% of X. Okay, X was original. One minute. Yes. So that was original. Okay. X was original and reduced prices it only like 20% less of the X. So that would make it 80%. Okay. 100 minus 20, 80%. Okay. Hope you all got it now. Hope you all understood. This you can use this method also, fraction method.
The rupees 24 kg.
Yes. Reduced price is 24 kg. Original price 30 kg. 30 rupees per kg. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, after this questions, ma'am, will you tell us anything about how to prepare for the test?
About how to prepare for the test. First, I will take Johanna's doubt related to the test. Okay. And then we can go on how to prepare for the test. But first, I'll just take Johanna's doubts related to the test. Okay. Shall I clear the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Johanna sent me some questions in which there was, one second, I'll just open the question. The question was draw a trapezium which is not a parallelogram. That was the question. Draw a trapezium which is not a parallelogram. Okay. So when you have to draw this, okay, what are the qualities of first you should remember or the qualities of a parallelogram and trapezium. Okay. Parallelogram quality is all sides are parallel and trapezium quality is that only two sides are parallel. Okay. So it says that make a trapezium which is not a parallelogram. So how will you make it? Just like this. Okay. This is a trapezium which is not a parallelogram. Why? Because in this trapezium only two sides are parallel and in a parallelogram all sides are parallel. Okay, so Johanna, this is the answer to your first question that make a trapezium which is not a parallelogram. Okay, make a trapezium which is not a parallelogram. Your next question was draw a parallelogram which is not a rectangle. Draw a parallelogram which is not a rectangle. For that question, you will make a simple parallelogram like this. Can anyone tell me why is this parallelogram not a rectangle? Can any one of you tell me why this parallelogram is not a rectangle? Why this parallelogram is not a rectangle? One reason.
It's not 90 degrees.
Very good, Johanna. It is not 90 degrees. Okay, the angles of a rectangle are always 90 degrees. And the angles of this parallelogram are not equal to 90 because they are all slanting, okay? They are not, straight line. They are not straight lines, but they are all slant. So that gives your second question. Okay. Your third question. One second, let me just rejoin. I'm having some network issue. I can see you now. Next question was draw a rhombus which is not a square. Draw a rhombus which is not a square. So to draw that, what we will do, we will make a rhombus. Okay. But can any one of you tell me why this rhombus is not a square? Anyone who can tell me why this rhombus is not a
Ma'am, because
square?
not all its angles are right angles.
Yes. Good, Avija, because not all the angles are right angles, and in a square, all the angles are right angles. Okay, so this thing you have to understand. If you get a question like that, okay, these things you have to remember, and then you have to make your diagrams. Okay, now one more question was there. That question said that draw a kite which is not a rhombus. Okay, draw a kite which is not a rhombus. How do you draw a kite? This way. One second. Yes. Now see, this is a kite. Okay. And the question says, draw a kite which is not a rhombus. Can any one of you tell me why this kite is not a rhombus? Why
Ma'am,
this kite? Yes, Anuja.
because in a rhombus, all of the sides are equal length, but in a kite, two sides are of equal length and the other two sides are unequal.
Yes, Anuja. Good. That's the answer. Okay. In a kite, only two sides. Means in this kite, only this side and this side are like equal. Okay, and this side are equal, but not all the four sides are equal. Whereas in a rhombus, all the four sides are equal. Okay, so if you get questions like this, you have to think about their properties and then you have to solve them. Okay, okay. About the practical questions, the one that Johanna sent me, okay, very simple calculating questions will come, okay, very easy, basic calculating questions will come. And the property that you have to remember is that what is the sum of all the angles of a parallelogram? Can anybody tell me? Sum of all the angles of a parallelogram?
360.
360. 360 is the sum of all the angles of a parallelogram. So, like using that, you can calculate. Okay, using the types of angles thing also, like vertically opposite angles are equal. interior opposite angles are equal, sum of the two angles is equal to, or when one angle is 90, other one is 30, okay, and it's a rectangle, and half part is 30. The other part, what you will do, 90 minus 30, 60. Okay, like that you can calculate. So questions similar to what we practiced in class will be there, okay, but not too difficult or too many questions practical based, but you should know what are all of these things meaning, definitions. Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, in science class you told us that if it's a 2 mark question we have to answer in 4 marks and like that. Ma'am, does it also apply for maths test?
Does it also apply for maths test? It does not apply for maths test, Hannah, but the definition should be complete and clear in maths test. Even if you are writing a two-line definition, it should be complete definition and clear definition. Okay, complete and clear definition should be there. Then only you will get full marks. So definitions, work on the definitions. If it is incomplete definition or only half you've written, half not, then you like the marks can be cut. Okay. So prepare well for the exam. Tomorrow science class we will do. We will do one science class and maths class I will not be taking. Test I will send. Okay. So that's all for you all today. There was one question I wanted to do with you. I will like do that Monday from this chapter only. Okay. From this chapter only. One more question is left about three brothers. Okay, one question about three brothers. When the transaction takes place between three people, how do you solve it? Okay, so one question of three people we will do on Monday. And okay, one question more Johanna asked me. It is a little unclear to me from your diagram, Johanna, but I'll still try. Eight angles are marked in this. Okay. Now, if you are given this angle 30 degree, okay, and you have to find the rest of the angles. You have to find the rest of the angles. This angle is given. You have to find the rest of the angles. What you will do? This angle would be how much? 90 minus 30. Because since this is a rectangle, na, all the sides are equal to 90 degree. So 60. So this angle I can write it as 60. Okay. Now when this angle is 30, this angle will be 30. Okay. Interior opposite angles. And when this angle is 60, this angle will be 60. Interior opposite angles mean angles that are like this on one side, any one line on one side. Interior opposite angles. Okay. Then here also adjacent angle property you can use. Adjacent angle property. Or you can use the property of isosceles triangle also. Okay. Any property you can use. So this angle will be 60 degree. This will be 30. Okay. 60 and 30. Okay. 60 and 30. You can use alternate interior angle property. You can use property of isosceles triangle. Okay. Uh, what is the property of isosceles triangle? Quickly see. Now see, I am talking about this triangle. Okay, this triangle. And in an isosceles triangle, you can see that it is isosceles. Why isosceles? Because the diagonals in a rectangle are exactly split into equal halves. Okay, means this part, this part of the diagonal will be equal to this part of the diagonal, and this will be equal to this part. Okay, so the diagonals will be split into equal parts. That is why the isosceles triangle property says that angles opposite to equal sides are equal. Means if I know that this side and this side are equal, then this angle, and this angle will also be equal. If these sides are equal, these angles will be equal. Okay, so property of isosceles triangle is used and alternate interior angle property is used. All right, to determine the angles. So a few questions of calculating angles in parallelograms you will get, but simple questions. Okay, and then the rest of the chapter exercises. All right, so that's it for you. That's it for you today, and I'll be seeing you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye, ma'am. Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.